So, good morning. A very warm welcome to everyone present here. I am Sakshi Mhatre, Secretary of the Student Body of our college. I'm a third year student studying in Food Science and Nutrition and also a member of the English Association. On behalf of the English Association of Dr. BMN College of Home Science, I wish you all a very happy English Language Day. The goal of our English Association is not just to encourage students to enhance their English speaking skills, but also to make them confident enough to voice their opinions. When it comes to opinions, each person may have a different mindset. Considering the current situation of our country, I may believe that digital media has been a blessing in the time of this pandemic. It is bringing people closer, aiding employment or educational needs. It also gives unlimited accessibility to sources of entertainment and recreation. But as every coin has two sides, someone may believe that digital media has created a divide as it is a facility for the privileged. Issues of accessibility in education, employment, and among the digitally illiterate masses is one emergent problem in COVID-19 scenario, which cannot be denied. Thus, today we are here to have a debate on this very interesting topic, digital connect versus digital divide. I'm a student representative to moderate this debate. I would request everyone to please mute. So, I would like to introduce our judges. Our first judge is Miss Smriti Kochar. She has been in the education field for about 35 years. She was part of running an alternate education initiative, a Waldorf school. For more than 20 years, she has been teaching speech and drama. She has also been training students for elocution since 11 years. She has conducted debates and group discussions in schools. We are lucky to have such an experienced personality with us today. Now, I would like to introduce our second judge for the debate, Ms. Suman Dhanani. She is a faculty at RD National College. She is currently teaching BMS students a range of subjects, her favorite one being business communication. She possesses great public speaking skills and has taught speech and drama via All for Kids in reputed schools such as Bhai Awabai Petite Girls High School, Beacon High, and Billabong School, to name a few. She loves to blog and interact with students across different groups. She has been a topper throughout her academic career. She has studied MCom, qualified SET, BAF, and B.Ed. Ma'am, we are really excited that you are with us today. Now, let's go to the rules of the debate. So, we have four shortlisted participants in each team. Team A is Digital Connect and Team B is Digital Divide. Each member will be given a minute to introduce themselves at the beginning of the debate. Next slide, please. Every participant will be allotted 3 minutes duration to express an analyzed perspective supported by evidence. At the end of all presentations, one participant from each team will deliver a closing statement for a duration of 2 minutes. At the end of the closing statement by both teams, two participants from the audience will be permitted to ask one question to each team. Any participant from the team will be allowed to answer the question. At the end, the judges may ask follow-up questions if time permits. They will be assigned 5 to 8 minutes to discuss their evaluation on the most convincing arguments and decide the winning team in a breakout room. After the breakout room conversation, we'll have a winner. So let's start with the introduction of the participants. Team A, Digital Connect. Participant 1, Vanessa Almeida.
A very good morning to everybody. My teachers, the judges, and my friends. I am Vanessa Almeida from third year Food Science and Nutrition, and I'll be representing Team A. And I'll be speaking for the topic that is Digital Connect. And I'm trying my best that I might uh, articulate and convince you all with my viewpoints, and also all the best to to Team B. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Uh, Participant 2, Shubhangi Day. Shubhangi, you're not audible.
Hello.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Hello.
Shubhangi, you're not audible. Sakshi, I request you to move on to the next participant till Shubhangi figures it out.
Yes. Participant 3, Shraddha Maurya.
Hello everyone, I'm Shraddha Maurya from class FIBSC. I'm the GR of batch 3 and I'm also a member of our book club. This is my first time taking part in a debate and our team is Team A and we are hoping to win. Thank you.
Participant 4, Tisha Desai.
Hello, good morning everyone. My name is Tisha Desai and today I am going to speak for Digital Connect. Let's hope for the best and I'm looking forward for the digital divide views also, and let's have a good conversation with them.
It was lovely knowing Team A. Now, Shubhangi, if you're done.
Am I audible?
Yeah, go for it.
Good morning, everyone. It's the opportunity to. Good morning, everyone. It's the opportunity to overcome our fears. Thank you for giving me this chance, and hope we can do this well. Thank you.
So now let's move to Team B. Team B is Digital Divide. The first participant is Dolly Jane.
Good morning, one and all. I am Dolly Jane. Since I'm passionate about health and food, I'm doing my graduation in nutrition and dietetics, and I'm in the second year. I am looking forward to this debate, and I wish all the best to all my fellow participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolly. Participant number 2, Sneha Chand.
Good morning to one and all. I am Sneha Chand, a third year student of Food Science and Nutrition. And today I am very glad to be a part of debate competition because what I feel that participation is more important than winning or losing. And this is a platform, an amazing platform where we can deliver our points, our viewpoints, and all the best to all the participants out there.
Thank you, Sneha. We'll go to the third participant, Sadia Darwish.
Good morning to all the teachers and my dear friends. Hi, I'm Sadia Darwish from the first year Nutrition and Dietetics. I'm also a member of the editorial committee. I'm here to speak in favor of the topic digital divide. I like to talk a lot with the people I'm comfortable with. When I got the opportunity to take part in this literary competition, it was a golden opportunity for me. I think I'm confident that I might just be able to convince you all with my topic today. Thank you.
Thank you. Last participant for the day, Kanchi Dabi.
Hello and good morning to everyone, ma'am and the judges and the audiences. I am Kanchi Dabi and I'm from FIBAC, and I would like to thank for giving me this opportunity and letting us have the experience of debating for the first time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kanchi. Now that we know all the participants, here is a very sweet message from our beloved principal, Dr. Professor Mala Pandurang ma'am. She is saying all the best to all the participants, and also uh, best of luck from Anuja ma'am. Huda ma'am, shall we start the debate?
Yes.
So, as per the rules, now we are going by the same sequence. We'll be going in an alternate manner, and you all will be given 3 minutes each. I will be keeping a track record of the time. So please be on time and all the best. Let's go to the first participant, Team A Digital Connect, Vanessa Almeida.
So, so I'll be introducing the topic first and what basically is digitalization. Digitalization is basically a connection between the user and for the user to with his personal or professional work with um, a virtual network basically. So it was first started in the year 2015 on 1st of July by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi sir. And thanks to the e-commerce development that has happened, the online transactions were made possible. The payments were made possible during the pandemic. And it is said that it grew by 80% in 2020 and compared to 2019. Also, the online shopping that it made our lives very convenient for all of us, be it groceries or be it shopping for clothing amidst the pandemic. And the COVID lockdown made it so much difficult for to even step out of a house. So this was a boon for the country. Also, according to a report by Sandhya Kire in 2020, it was reported that approximately there are 688 million active users, digital users that are there present across the country. So that was my time on Digital Connect.
Thank you, Vanessa. Now we'll go to the participant number 1 from Digital Divide, Miss Dolly Jane.
Good morning, everyone. So, as I partially agree to Vanessa, but as it is said, every coin has two sides. So, I would like to say that the word digital and divide, they are somewhere contradictory, contradictory to each other. So, while we all stay in this digital world, we believe it brings us together, it brings us more closer. More so in this pandemic, we are connected more virtually, but I believe that it has drifted us apart mentally and emotionally. We are more concerned about the time we spend on our screens. A report by India Today says that a normal teenager spends 9 hours a day on their phone screens or being online. I would also add that this digital world is so wide, it's so huge that once a person starts scrolling into it, it's like an endless ocean of internet of information, and he keeps on scrolling and scrolling, and there is no stopping. Further, I also strongly believe that because of since we are so digitally connected, it has shut our human minds. We've stopped using our creative ideas. It's all on the internet. Everybody's plagiarizing everything. And lastly, like the most important point, that this pandemic might have got us closer virtually, but it has surely divided us from our true self and forced us to bow down to apparently the perfect online world. Like we all have to be the perfect according to the society, social media, all the beautiful stories that we post. So that's what I believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolly. we'll go to the second participant from Team A, Digital Connect, Shubhangi Day.
I must disagree with her, as digital device has saved our lot of time, as it helps us to gather information through various media. Also, it has information for all, from students to old people. It has connected people a lot during pandemic. And how we can forget about technology has indeed saving our life. Through digitalization, we get to know more about blood plasmas and donors. We can also register ourselves through various websites. We must also not forget about eradication of different fatal diseases and epidemics. We have control over famine. We must also remember that technology has given new birth to the disabled people, from electronic eyes to our artificial hand. It has really helped them. It has really given them a new birth. Earlier, for motivation, we need to book seminars, but today, motivation is all about our fingertips. There are unknown heroes out there in the world where they are motivating us constantly. We must also not forget about how it has helped elderly people, as in banking sector, where elderly people were standing in queues for hours and hours. Now they have been an opportunity to sit in their homes, and everything is possible, from banking transaction to deposit. It's a really blessing. It's a blessing from our ancestors. Thank you.
Thank you, Subhangi. We'll now move to the second participant of Digital Divide, Ms. Neha Chand.
Hello. So taking the further point, as Shubhangi said, that it is the motivating sector wherein we get motivated at our fingertips, and but unless you have a person aside you and helps you to overcome the situation, you won't be able to. That is just, I am just not talking about me through personal experience, but everybody, I think, I feel that would be agreeing to it, that unless you have a person, the actual person, not the robot, not the digital I'm talking about, the person, then you would be able to come out through the situation, in whatsoever situation you are, be it mentally, physically, through or maybe it is due to health issues. Unless you have a person, you won't be able to, firstly. Secondly, as rightly said, and I partially do agree with Shubhangi, that digital world has made our lives so easy, but let's not forget the background classes out there. There are people who cannot just afford digitalization. Even if you say that a person out there is, since let's take an example, Geo is so very available to various masses, to people out there. But let's not forget that unless you have a smartphone, you won't be able to access to digital. And that's where comes our economical aspect, the infrastructure as well. There are people, even in this COVID-19 pandemic, there are students who are just unable to access to internet. Why? Because there are not proper infrastructures available in their locality, in their region. And let's not forget about their hard work towards it. I read an article by DNA wherein they literally have given us the information wherein a girl in her periods, okay, in her first time periods, had climbed a tree just to get internet accessibility. And I think that is something which is not very good, because it is, and this is only a number which we are getting, only I'm just talking about a girl. There would be thousands and thousands of people out there who won't be able to get internet connection, who won't be able to get accessibility to internet due to so many various reasons, maybe due to infrastructure, due to no internet connection in their region, due to less accessibility. and also due to poverty, which actually has divided the digital world. So thank you. That were my points.
Thank you, Sneha. Now that we have four strong, beautiful opinions, let's go to the third participant of Team A Digital Connect, Shraddha Maurya.
I'd like to start by saying that these are very tough times. And with the educational institutions being closed, we as a country are continuously trying to bridge the gap to provide unhindered education to the students with currently 4,000 startups for learning. And with their efforts and with also the government's efforts, like NEP in April, Vidyadan and Siksha were launched for seeking e-learning for rural people on portals like radio broadcasting is being used for children for remote areas. One DTH channel is operated specifically for hearing impaired students as well as visually impaired students. AIR Jaldi and Microscope has teamed up to provide excellent connectivity in rural areas, and by far it has reached 2,000 villages. MI India is also taking initiative to provide free smartphones to people through students coming from an underprivileged background. Other than that, scholarships are also being given to students, and in areas where COVID patients are less, blended education is being provided, where students are given the opportunity to choose between offline as well as online education. And because education must never stop, colleges are also charging a minimal fee, cutting down on the infrastructure, that too in installments. Education When we talk about education, the syllabus is also reduced up to 40%. Students are being promoted, exams are also being cancelled, and even if the exams are held online, it is also in MCQ format. And substitutes for coaching centers are educational apps, websites. For students who cannot afford for smartphones, there are rental smartphones available, and there are initiatives like Baiju has taken an initiative to give out refurbished phones as well as new smartphones to people who are in need of smartphones in today's time. And if we talk about electrification, back in 2013 and 14, we barely had electrification in rural areas. But if we talk about today in villages, more than 90% villages are electrified today with 24 hours electricity supply. So that were my points. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. We'll move to Digital Divide, participant 3, Sadia Darwish.
Yes, Shraddha, I partially agree with you, but in my opinion, I feel that even if people have digital a connection like mobile phones, rental mobile phones, 50% of the world have no access to the internet. 50% of the world might not even know that these facilities are available in the world. I can say that learning has brought us together in the COVID times. Yes, it has. But also there is a disadvantage. People in the village who are fully potential to come out in the world, stand themselves out, are not having these digital media to like stand themselves out in the world. I also feel that despite of the education means, we should also think about the social aspects in the digital world. Digital divide has engrossed the world in themselves. Online video games have come up, which during the online classes, people are just laying on their beds and keeping uh, not keeping the videos on lying around. Teachers have no access to the students physically. They just know that they are in the meet, they are in the Zoom meeting, but they cannot see whether they are actual learning or not. maybe technology has helped us in the education factor, but somewhere uh, physically being able to uh, have an access is very important. Also, I would like to tell about the social aspect in the digital world. We have forgotten that real conversations with our near and dear ones. Also, let me give you an instance. You must have heard people saying nowadays, like, I don't feel like going out. I like being at home and watch TV shows all day. Sometimes, oh, I forgot something to post on the social media. In recent times, it's all what we want to show, what we want people to know about ourselves. In the world of DMs on Instagram, chatting on WhatsApp, no one talks about having deep conversation with our friends, family, relatives. Video call is just we all have. Being in front of the screen all day also has reduced our attention span and focus. Lectures online have exhausted the students mentally and physically. Even if they have access to the digital media or the internet, they can stay at their homes and have access to education. Despite this fact, the students are mentally exhausted with all the lectures, uh, having increasing their screen time, and
3 minutes,
also
Sarah.
uh,
You can wind up.
I would just like to say that digital divide has the power to keep human life at bay than digital connect. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadia. That was an elaborate opinion. Now let's go to Digital Connect participant 4, Tisha.
Hello everyone. I at some point I agree with Sadia because as she said that teachers do not have physical touch with the students what they are doing or so on, because it is just because of this pandemic. Before pandemic it was nothing as such, and people are using the social media. It's that people mentally people can think, they can have their own idea ki how much they have to use. Even we can take examples of ourselves, like we are spending this much of time in this thing, and later on again we are taking the phone scrolling for Instagram, this that and all sorts of stuff. Instead we can do something recreational for our purpose, some activity we can do at home or anything like that. Coming to the COVID-19 situation, at when it was started, people were at home. Then later on, they started working from home. So due to this COVID-19 crisis, work from home has become a policy priority for all the countries. Like millions and millions of people have started working from home, and many multinational companies like Google, Microsoft have raised good platforms for the students as well as the employers to work, so they can easily work from home, which they used to do in their offices. Then I can say that work from home is the situation, current situation we can see, and it is actually a unique insight we can see. And further, like many companies have extended their time span to work, like by the end of the year they will be working from home only because of the current situation and the rises in the COVID cases. And most important benefit is like the commuting, the stress, people, according to the statistics, people used to spend maximum 100 hours per year in just traveling from their home to their workplace and again from their workplace to their home. So that time span has decreased, the stress levels are coming down, and the lower the stress level, the higher is the morale for the employers to work. They have become quite productive as well, like they are coming up with more and more new ideas. They can have their workspace anywhere if if they are working from home. Like even we can take example of our family members who are working from home. If we are going somewhere out, at least they can carry their laptop, and internet services available with us all the time. Like even we go to a resort or anywhere, we have that. Even if our internet connection is not working, we have the Wi-Fi over there also, so we can have access to that also. And
Well
according
said.
to me, like people are much happier while working from home than they were before. That was my view for this working from home part. And I think it is working actually, and we can see during this pandemic how well it is working. Thank you.
Thank you, Tisha. Now let's go to the last participant, Team B Digital Divide, Kanchi.
I would first of all, I would like to say that I beg to agree what Trisha said. As we should not forget that there are rural areas where they don't have a proper infrastructure for internet. So they are the sector which are getting highly affected due to this digitalization, and they are not able to get the access to the digital world, and they are not able to earn proper money, because of which they are getting affected. And I would also like to say that would like to contradict to what Shraddha said. The education syllabus has been cut down. So here we can see that it is being compromised. The education has been compromised due to digital connect. So I would also like to add the point that in education, there are many disabled children who have been affected. As we can see, there is 75% of disabled children have been affected in India, and already 43% of disabled children have been drop out for education. And there are many senior citizens, we should not forget about them as well. Senior citizens are also being um, affected, as there is lack of sufficient digital skills. They have lack of technology. They are not able to access that. And even the people are being under education due to this digitalization, as the education is being compromised. So and I would like also like to add the point about the mental health issue people are facing nowadays. uh, there are increase in number of suicides in teenagers. Almost 65% of 65% of teenagers have have done suicide in the last 5 years, according to the statistics of the 12th grade children. So this is due to the lack of human interaction due to digitalization, and it is impacting the potential of the people and on the various mental states, and they are facing various mental health issues like mood and anxiety and depression. So I think we should not uh, we should consider that and see, like, digital connect is not has made the world more wired. Thank you.
Thank you, Kanchi. Now that we are done with the first round of the debate, everybody has spoke for 3 minutes each. Now I will request one participant from Team A Digital Connect to give a concluding statement of 2 minutes. Please raise your hand, whoever is going to conclude. Okay, Shraddha. Go for it.
I think with the huge boost in technology during the pandemic, there is great hope of the internet and digital access serving as an equalizer in the information that we live on. And the COVID-19 pandemic has not only driven the government, the policymakers, and also the educators to innovate and implement uh, various digital learning initiatives. And since we are a developing country, we must also not revert to its old ways, but take a new step to embrace the new normal. That was my point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Shraddha. Now I will request one participant from Team B, Digital Divide, to give a concluding statement. Please raise your hand. Okay, Sneha Chand. Please go ahead.
My conclusion part for digital divide is that, as rightly said by Bill Gates, that technology is digital technology is just a tool. You know, ultimately you need a teacher and not a robot to educate you to help get close to people. And yes, if you're talking about this pandemic situation, then I partially do agree with you that it really has made our life easy. But if you go to see out the rural areas, and even in our society, in our neighborhoods, that people are being so indoors that the level of health issues, mental issues has raised to such an extent that you yourself might have seen that how many suicide cases are being seen in the society currently. So that were my points, my conclusion point for digital divide. Thank you.
Okay, Sneha, thank you so much. Now we are done with the first two rounds. Now we can ask the audience. One person can ask one question to any one team participant. Two audience will be allotted two questions. Anybody from the audience, if they have a question, please unmute. If anyone wants to put a question in the chat box, you can do that as well. So now that we don't have any questions from the audience currently, we can go to the judges. So Smriti ma'am, you can ask questions.
Okay. Let me ask the Digital Connect group this question that has the Digital Connect really brought ease into your lives? Anybody can answer, any one of the four of you. Raise your hands and answer.
Yes, Shraddha.
Ma'am, as Kanchi said that since the syllabus has been reduced, there isn't, but since the syllabus has been reduced, there isn't much pressure on the students. They are preparing. It's not like they are not preparing. They are preparing, but the pressure, uh, since considering the situation that we are going through now, there are many families that has been affected due to the COVID. And considering today's situation, almost one family out of three has been affected by COVID. There are deaths taking place in the family, so it's very difficult for the students to only focus on their education and complete all the syllabus that we had before the pandemic situation. The reduced syllabus has helped the students to achieve that goal, and also to study while also working from home. They can also pursue part-time work since the time is being saved. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. Suman.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. My question is, I heard one of you saying that working from home is working. I think it was the Digital Connect team who said that. So I just want to understand if you think that working from home is working, then why do companies think that, the employees are being less efficient, and whenever they get a chance, they will just still call their employees to work? Why do you think that is happening? What are your views or thoughts on that? So again, this question is for the Digital Connect team, because I believe you all said that working from home is working. So
Yes, ma'am. It was said by me. Like working from home works. It's like better than sitting at home and doing nothing. Like in starting few days when the COVID was there, lockdown thing happened. Starting few days, people were sitting at home, ideally like doing nothing. Like better than that thing, they are working for their stuff only, other than doing other stuff. And coming to that point, work overload, people say they have it, but they are not consuming like that much of time. As I said, they are traveling time is cut down. So rather than they are traveling for 1 hour, if people like, we can talk about as I central line. If people are from, if they are traveling for 1 hour to 1.5 hours to their workplace, instead of that time they are saving time, they can work in that time also. Like, my view was that.
right, got it. Great, Isha. Thank you very much. I would also like to ask one question to the Digital Divide team. So my question is, considering that we are all in the state of a lockdown, what can one even do, if not connect online? What are our options then? Would you want me to elaborate the question?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. So my question is, like, considering the fact that we're all in the state of a lockdown, and we really cannot step out and we really cannot meet physically. So, I mean, what do we even do if not connect digitally? Like, what are our options?
You know, we never sit like, okay, so let me start from this, that current situation is such that, as rightly said by ma'am, that we cannot step out because the current scenario is such that it really has affected so many people out there. What can we do sitting at home is help our moms to do some household chores done, or connect with people, because unless you talk, unless you speak, unless you have a deep conversation, face-to-face communication and conversation with your family members, you cannot deal any issues which you are facing through within. That is what I feel. Communication is a key for everything, firstly. Secondly, if there are so many activities one can do at sitting at home, exercise, hydrate yourself, make that plan goal, go for it. So there are endless options, but also I partially do agree with ma'am that the current situation is such that we cannot step out of our house, for which we are blessed with internet accessibility, but there are people in the rural areas where they cannot, and they have to go out from their houses to work and to connect with people and to actually form their goals, what to do next, and from where they will get their earnings or get their food, basically.
Great. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I add one point to what Sneha said, supporting her answer?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, I would also like to say that, as ma'am said, we don't have any other option rather than being online. That is true. But ma'am, we being online, even in our own houses, we don't talk, as Sneha said, we don't talk to our own parents. We in fact sit in different rooms and we be on a family video call rather than actually sitting together, playing board games together, playing cards together. So the time, the precious time we used to have back then, it's all gone. It's lost somewhere. And one more point that I would like to add is it's okay to talk virtually, but it's about the conversation that people are having currently. Like they all not just want to socialize and post everything at their entire life on social media, which is partially not what they actually live. And nobody wants to speak about problems which are actually serious, about why they are sad or what makes them sad. Nobody is talking about that. So virtually we all are online just to show our happy faces, on nobody is showing our real faces. So I would say that it is good to be online, but you should be actually connected to each other's soul than actually being virtually by just a phone. Thank you.
Yes, would agree.
Actually, there's a question from Nazra in the comment. So this question is for the Digital Connect group. So what she means to ask is, what would you all have to say about the impact of Digital Connect on our postures?
Ma'am, can I say?
Shubhangi has raised her hand.
Ma'am, as we are
One second. Shubhangi, 1 second. Let me just confirm. Sakshi?
Yes, ma'am.
Shubhangi and Tisha are from the same group?
Yes, ma'am. They are from the same team.
Yeah, I feel like Shubhangi should get a chance because Tisha has answered one query.
Okay.
Ma'am, as we are all at home and saving our times as we are working from home, and the time has been saved that we are traveling that 1 hour to 2 hour, we can utilize that time while working or yoga, having yoga in our house, that which can help our body to get loose of that posture.
But do you think there is an impact on the posture, Shubhangi?
And I do partially agree with her, but the time which is saving of traveling, which that can be utilized in that as doing workout and yoga.
Okay.
That was another.
All right. There's another question. This is to Digital Divide. This is from Reena. So as college, so this is so she wants to know your perspective here. So she's saying, as a college student, do you think technology is helping you at all, or is it not?
Can I go for this question? If anybody else.
Sneha, I think we should give another person from your team a chance. Who would you like to nominate? Anyone? Anyone from Digital Divide would like to answer that? Kanchi, you would like to answer that?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I would partially agree to what Digital Connect has given us the opportunity to do online classes, and but it has helped us a lot. I should not disagree that, but we should also think about the people who are not able to have this opportunity. We should keep in mind them also, and the people. Mm, they are not able to get access to the phones and all. There are many children in our like not many of them, but at least 10% of girls are not able to access because there is only one phone in their house, and only no laptops they have, and due to internet connection sometimes they are not able to attend the lecture or something like that. So that is my point. Thank you.
Ma'am, can I add a point to Kanchi?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So since I am talking about me right now, I am in TY, and in TY you get research work to do. And people who know what research is, you just cannot only Google things and get connected through Digital Connect with people to know about a certain specific topic, because research is such a thing that you really have to go deep. Unless you meet people, unless you talk actual talk, face to face, communicate with people, with so many people, and gain the knowledge, you won't be able to, because research is something which you really have to focus on. And also, unless this digital connect has made us so very indoors and so lethargic that you just can't step forward and go to the fields to work. Even if the next second you get the opportunity to go work out there, you won't be able to, because this pandemic has actually made you so lethargic, so very indoors, that you just cannot. So from my perspective, that I would go for digital divide, because digital connect has actually made our lives so easy that we fail to look the outer world out there. Thank you.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
Kanchi and Sneha.
Sadia has raised her hand.
Can I add a point? I would like to talk about like from the online classes and virtual online classes. Uh, most teenagers have become lethargic, as Sneha said. Teenagers are supposed to be active. They are supposed to go out. They are supposed to meet their friends. But due to the lockdown, we are so much indulged in ourselves, staying indoors. We just go out for just 5 minutes and we are tired for the whole day. During the lockdown, because of online classes, 50 to 60% students might not agree with online classes. They want to meet their friends, they want to engage in co-curricular activities, they want to take part in physical competitions, they want to also enjoy. In fact, this is all much I want to say. Thank you.
I think Reena wanted to speak.
Just saying thank you to Digital Divide for answering the question.
Okay. So, Shraddha, you can go ahead.
Ma'am, as everyone is saying that it is affecting, the pandemic is affecting everyone's mental health. And in the situation, what can one do other than going online? So I think in a situation like that, where the pandemic is affecting everyone's mental health, seeking professional help is needed. And this cannot be done physically, because because traveling is not possible nowadays. And for that, there are apps, there are websites for free counseling, and if there are apps like Aurum that is providing free counseling to people, and it has helped a lot of people in improving their mental health also. They provide exercises, yoga sessions, as well as they provide free therapy, which is much needed in today's time. And as one of the participants from the other team said, that uh, there's a question that what will one do if there's a vegetable seller, and if they don't step out, they will die because of hunger. So the government is also providing free food grain supply for a month, for 2 months, and it is working also. uh, I know a family which is staying near close to my house, and they are getting free supply of food. uh, and there are initiatives, and because these times are very difficult, so we cannot expect everything to come to us. And there are continuous efforts being made to ease out from the situation. That is what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Shraddha. Now that you have already answered the second question, ma'am, can we move to the breakout room now?
Yes, yes, we can do that.
Okay, so judges, do you want to say anything else?
No, I think I will speak after we have done after the breakout room. I'd like to give a few pointers after that.
Yes.
Ma'am, there is one last question. Can we take it? No?
No, we can't. Like we had agreed before, we'll take only 2 questions, but we've taken 3 at least, actually. Okay, so now we are moving to the breakout room. Sakshi. Give me a second. Ma'am, have you received, I think Suman has joined the room. Has Priti ma'am received a message?
No, I think her screen is frozen.
Screen hung up. I think she has lost connection.
Probably.
So I'm supposed to be clicking on join now, right? I did that, but it said that I will be taken back in 60 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Suman, can you see a notification now?
No, I cannot.
Not yet.
No. Now I can. Now I can. So I'm joining back.
Yeah. I will join you too. All right. Just give us 5 minutes. So, Priti ma'am, you'll have to join. Yeah.
I suppose after a lot of brainstorming and great arguments, I feel till the time the judges are deciding which team will be the most convincing, you all can switch off your cameras and take rest for some time.
The registration form to join the English Association has been put up in the chat box. So all the participants and the audience can click the link, fill the form and be part of the association.
Sorry. Hello.
Yes.
But the form is of feedback form after the fond of poetry. I think you have sent it the wrong one.
Reena, can you correct the form?
Hold on,
Link,
we'll
please?
just get it checked.
Yeah, just a minute.
Sakshi, we are here.
Welcome back. So now I would like to request the judges to share their constructive feedback and insights for the proceedings.
Preeti ma'am, you're on mute.
So I take this opportunity to thank you all. And I think you all have fared very well for actually having a debate for the first time. It was very good work by everybody. You know, actually debates when we are working and when we work together, it works very differently than in this digital age when we have to work separately and maybe point some things out together, you know. So that was one of the things. What I'd like also to tell you is when we are actually debating, we are not giving our personal opinion. We are standing for or against the team, okay, against the motion. Whatever is the motion, we're for the motion or we're against the motion. Personally, you may believe in anything else. But when we are gathering points, we are gathering for whatever is the motion that we are going to speak for. It's a very simple example. Suppose you may believe that actually digital divide is the right thing, but you are speaking for digital connect. So you'll have to speak for digital connect without bringing anything, giving leverage to the other team. When you talk about their points, then you're giving leverage to the other point, to the other team. And also in a debate, when you pick up and you're the next speaker and you say, I agree with the other person, then you're already giving away points. You should not agree. You may say, okay, you have said this point, but I beg to disagree with you because this is wrong of this point. But you do not say, I agree partially. You cannot, because then you're making your you're making your points weak. That's one thing which I wanted to tell all of you. So many of you have done that. Next time you can take the care, but it was good work. I'm very happy to be part of this. So Suman, would you like to give your opinion? Then we'll announce.
Yes, ma'am. Certainly. Firstly, I would like to congratulate each one of you. I think all of you all have done a superb job. And considering this was your first time, it didn't look like that at all. So I think a big round of applause to all of you. So very well done. And very, very good points put forth by each one of you. The for and the against team. You all were very well prepared. You all did your research. And you spoke very confidently. It's not easy to speak like that on a Zoom call, where you can't even see the other person. You can, you can, but they're the small icons on the screen, right? So it's difficult, and I totally understand that it's not easy, but you all have done a very, very good job. So congratulations. And I'd also like to congratulate Miss Huda and her entire team, Miss Mala, and everyone else. I think you all have all done a very, very superb job. Thank you for having us. It was really a fun time. It was very good to listen to all your viewpoints. Yeah, that's all that I would like to really say.
Thank you, Suman. And of course, a very big thank you to Huda. And I would just like to say that whichever side wins, it hardly matters, because winning is not the purpose of a debate. The purpose of a debate is participating and being able to give your views and opinions in a better way. We learn from our mistakes and we can do better the next time. With a little bit of a heavy heart, I would like to say that the digital divide team wins the debate. It's a very close margin, close winning actually, but they win the debate, and congratulations to all of you for participating and winning. So well done, Digital Divide, and well done, Digital Connect. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to the winning team. I would like to specially mention Dolly and Sadia for their contribution to the team. I think both of you had very, very strong points. I really liked how Sadia gave her introduction and she said that, I'm going to be able to convince you all. I really liked that. I liked that confidence. And Dolly had some very good facts and very good data to support everything that she was saying. Of course, Sneha and Kanchi also supported the team throughout. They also had very good pointers. Yes, so that's my feedback for the digital divide team.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to congratulate also Shraddha from the Digital Connect team. She did very well in taking up the questions and answering them. So congratulations, Shraddha, and congratulations for the to Sakshi for holding this meeting very well and well done.
Yes,
thank you so much, ma'am.
Good job. So,
I would say it was we were very free and we were able to voice up our opinions because of you too, as you were always giving us encouragement with your smiles. So Congratulations to the winning team, and I would like to say to the Digital Connect team that you all are winners as well, because at BMN we believe that every girl which steps Dr. BMN College of Home Science should step out as she graduates as a beautiful, confident woman. And through this English Association, this is our small initiative to make girls voice out their opinions. So, thank you, ma'am. I am sure all of us will benefit from the constructive feedback you have shared with us and implement it in the aspects of public speaking and debates. Now, I will request Gauri to announce or put up congratulations, Team Digital Divide. Thank you, Gauri. Ma'am, may I proceed now for the vote of thanks?
Yes, please go ahead.
So, I, Miss Sakshi Mhatre, on behalf of the English Association of Dr. BMN College of Home Science, would like to thank our judges, Miss Smriti Kochar and Miss Suman Dhanani, for their invaluable time and feedback. We have also jotted down the points which you have mentioned regarding debates or for public speaking, and we'll surely implement them in the future. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Thank you, Suman, ma'am.
It's a pleasure.
Huda, ma'am, would you like to say a few words?
It's a very proud moment for me. This is an initiative that I've been pushing for quite some time now. And this is definitely a proud moment. And I'm very happy to reconnect with my, my colleagues. I'm very happy to see Smriti ma'am today. She's been my trainer. Suman, who's been my very, very first, a co-teacher, and I think even before Smriti ma'am, Suman was the one who trained me for speech and drama. So it was a great idea for me to introduce both of y'all to my students, and I promised them that I would invite judges who are warm and who would be appreciative. And I think I'm lucky that I have connections like these. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I'd like to say one word. You know, looking at all of you students, I also, I completed my education in home science, and it was my college, Nirmala Niketan, which gave me the confidence to be what I am today. So it doesn't matter what you choose, the confidence comes from all the participations that you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all the participants. Yes, Suman, go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to say that this was very well organized. You all had everything ready, and even the winner, we just announced and it was ready. So I think that was superb. It was very well organized. Great preparation.
Suman, meet our secretary, the secretary of the association, Gauri Pillai. She's the one who has been in charge of creating these slides.
Wow.
She's very good at it.
Thank you for your appreciative
Very
words.
well done, Gauri. Very well done.
Thank you, ma'am. We're glad to have you here today. I think this was an amazing session, and it was the first time I actually witnessed a live debate. And I think I've never been so amazed by each of the participants who have voiced their points out so very well. So thank you everyone again. I guess we can conclude the meeting now.
Thank you, Reena. Thank you all the participants, FY students and students across the sections for joining us for this session. I hope you also enjoyed and are encouraged to now take part in the debate competition probably in the next semester. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can end the meet now.
Yes, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Bye, ma'am. Have a good day.